Hey there, I'm Lee Ullman here with some big news from the National Young Farmers Coalition. We're partnering with Heritage Radio Network on a special season of The Farm Report. It's all about what's happening with the Farm Bill and how it impacts farmers and eaters.
I am growing diversified vegetables on land that's been in our family for 150 years.
And so with the pandemic, gentrification, property values going up, we had to sell the land and we lost it.
Join us as we uncover the untold stories behind this massive piece of legislation that shapes how we grow our food, what we eat, and so much more.
The problems we have had, those are things that come from earlier Farm Bill and USDA policy, right? Like Earl Butts, get big or get out.
You know, it's my responsibility to know not only what I'm eating, but then like how that all came to be. And realize like, wow, like this piece of legislation, all this money, like it's technically something that I support as a taxpayer.
While Congress debates the next Farm Bill, this is not just an invitation to listen. It's a call to action. Be part of the conversation. Subscribe to the Farm Report on Heritage Radio Network, wherever you listen to podcasts.
This episode has been brought to you by Sake Man, a group of sake superheroes bringing sake to the world. This week, Team HRN is at Charleston Wine & Food for the 5th year in a row. So, on this week's Meet and 3, we bring you some of our favorite sound bites from last year.
The hospitality here and the camaraderie is really wonderful.
Yes.
That's what struck
Everybody
me.
smiles.
So, imagine if you mix dirt with sand.
Yes.
You've got our earth.
Yes.
That sounds like that would be really poor.
Really poor, right?
You know, we can talk all we want about a good story, but a good story is useless if the wine isn't great.
It's highly Instagrammable. It looks so gory.
Tune in to Meet and 3, HRN's food news and storytelling roundup, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello and welcome to Snacky Tunes. I am one of your hosts, Darren Bresnitz. Happy International Women's Day. I hope you all take a moment today to celebrate the incredible women in your life. Take a moment to tell them how much you love them and how much they mean to you. So, happy International Women's Day from Snacky Tunes to all the women that we love and inspire us. You are amazing. We sit down with Jennifer and Tio of Sonoratown today. It has been a long time in the making. We have been longtime fans of what they're doing. We hear all about their growth, their expansion, their start, life after the Taco Chronicles, what it means to run one of the most anticipated lines in LA, and what the future looks like for one of our favorite taquerias in downtown LA. Well, not just there, pretty much sort of anywhere in the world. Then we go to the archives into 2013 for a live in-studio performance with Dreamwave singer-songwriter Anna Nordine. She's making music these days and performs as one of the duos of Brooklyn's Fever High. It's a great performance. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Snacky Tunes here on heritageradionetwork.org.
We talk about food, we talk about music with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, Snacky Tunes.
Hello and welcome to Snacky Tunes. I am one half your host, Dara Bresnitz. I am very excited to be sitting down with Jen and Tio, co-owners of Sonoratown in DTLA. We are also in DTLA, but the restaurant is also in DTLA.
Yep.
Welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, Darren. We've been trying to do this for a while now.
I know, but you guys have one of the most popular restaurants in Los Angeles, so it's I'm understanding.
I don't know about that, but yeah, no, we have been pretty busy for the last 3.5 years straight.
Yeah, so for those who are unfamiliar with your story, before we get to the restaurant, how'd you two meet?
We worked, she was working at a restaurant in Redondo Beach called Blue Water Grill. She was
Fish House.
21.
Oh, yeah, Blue Water.
Yeah. And I came in to interview for a food runner position, and Jen was up at the front desk. I thought she was the manager, but she's
You have an imposing presence, I think.
Yeah. And we worked together there, and that was, 13 years ago?
And every job that one of us would get after that, if it was a good one, we'd pull the other one and be like, hey, come work at this restaurant with me.
So we worked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now restaurants together. Yeah, just always moving along and bringing each other,
trading up.
Yeah.
And what were you learning during that time as you went from restaurant to better restaurant? What were you starting to understand about the industry and the business?
Yeah, the first one we didn't really know anything. I mean, it was a good restaurant, and then we just we ended up finally at Baco, and that's when we really got into the food world. Really.
And I mean, we probably learned something different from each restaurant because each one was so different than the last one. And so we worked at a beer bar with 50 taps, so we got some more knowledge of craft beer, but more so than that even, because we worked at all different kinds of spots, was that even the places that have the most money and financial backing behind them and the best people, not that they're a mess, but things can go wrong spectacularly and greatly. And so you can't sweat each day to day. You have to look at the whole holistic picture, which made it a little easier for us when we started our own shop and things were kind of chaotic and crazy. It's just sort of grounding yourself with thinking even Nancy Silverton has a bad day, right? I never worked for her though. I can't speak for her restaurant. It's probably perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you learn about a restaurant. You see the good, the bad, the ugly, the success. Because a lot of times people don't really post about the bad days.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in this culture.
Oh, yeah. We have a sort of Instagram-y culture where you're only really allowed to show the best side of yourself. And that can be kind of detrimental. That can get people down, I think, because no one's living that life. I don't know anyone personally who's living that life. Maybe I'll meet them one day, but... Maybe.
And so... I'd like to talk a little bit about when the idea started formulating for your own place. Because it's one thing to work in a restaurant, one thing to be part of that culture, and then another thing to go all in, really all in. When did things start shifting for you for your own place?
We'd always sort of talk about it from a long time before, and I had taken Jen to my hometown to eat some of the tacos that I loved. And
which is where?
In San Luis, Rio Colorado. It's in Sonora, Mexico, right on the border, right underneath Arizona. And so we went there, and she tried them, and I would always complain to her that there was never anything like that here in LA, no other tacos that I even remotely liked as much as the ones there. And the idea just kind of evolved from there, I guess.
And I mean, Tio's 2 years younger than me, so when he took me to his hometown to eat tacos, he told me he was going to have his own shop one day, serving tacos in that style, and I sort of rolled my eyes, being like, oh, okay, little kid.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, all right, you're going to have your own restaurant one day, sure. But yeah, I mean, when I was working at Baco, Tio got a job working in civil engineering, and I was about to graduate. I was also going to school. I was about to graduate with my literature degree to be an English teacher. And I sort of had a freak out moment, which is pretty par for the course with me. Getting close to finishing something, I freaked out. And he was like, well, you don't have to do this, even though you've been, we can open the restaurant like we always thought we would, the little taco shop. And I was sort of so suggestible at the moment that I had a moment of temporary insanity and was like, sure, let's try it.
Let's try it. So for people who don't really know or understand the taco culinary origins of LA, what is the majority or the types of tacos that are served when you come to town and you're just like, I'll get a street taco or I'll just go to your average place?
Yeah, the average place is like store-bought corn tortillas, and usually like the cheapest like cuts of beef that are like heavily seasoned and sort of like grilled on a griddle with like oil, and you just put a lot of salsa on it, a lot of salt, and call it a day. I don't know where the style comes from. I mean, I think it's more like southern Mexico, because a lot of the population from Mexico, I think, came from southern Mexico, and not as much from like northern Mexico. And the corn tortilla is always like sort of thought of as the traditional like way to make Mexican tacos.
I think it's helpful to think about the fact that a lot of the Mexican restaurants or taco places that you go to have a really wide swath of different kinds of foods that they're trying to appeal to the customer.
Sure.
Which is great and awesome, but I think that what we wanted to do was get a little bit more granular and represent something very specific. And I don't think it's a mistake, or I don't think it's it's not nothing or whatever, but it's not nothing that we specialize in something, and the best places in Los Angeles are specialists in a specific region or style, instead of just trying to sort of throw everything at the board and see what sticks. And that's what I would say is more common here, is sort of a place that you can get like fried fish taco, but also al pastor, but also carne asada, but also chicken. And when you try to do too many things, I mean, that can be a winning combination. You can definitely make a lot of money off of it. But what we wanted to do was something that was sort of counter to that.
A lot of the things that I find a parallel with Sonoratown is if you're in Japan or you go to a place that's very dedicated to 6, 7, 8 menus, items, and that's all they do. And it's very regional and it's very specific, and you just every day keep refining to make it the best version of that possible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our taco now is so much better than when we first opened, and I hope that I'll be able to say that maybe 3, 4, or 5 years down the line. We are just like honing and practicing our craft, doing the same thing every day, which is really what you find when we go to visit Tio's hometown, that you don't go to one place to eat chilaquiles and the same place to eat carne asada tacos. Each place has their own specialty and they're known for it, and you just get that one thing. You don't get like spaghetti at the right at the place that serves like really good flautas, you know?
Yeah. In opening, in knowing that LA street food culture is really big, especially also, from where you come, your hometown, like that is, you can have a street cart, you can have a place that's out in the open and be respected and have long lines. Why was it really important for you to open up a brick and mortar place instead of, let's say, a food truck or a stall or something that was a little bit easier to get off the ground?
We were just, from working in the restaurant industry for a long time, we were just kind of used to that idea that was our experience. We had no experience with like a food truck or like a stand.
I think that's also why we don't really do a lot of catering. We get asked to do offsite events quite a bit, but we don't really have that sort of knowledge or background. We're not comfortable with it, so we tend to sort of shy away from it just because restaurants tend to be where we find ourselves most comfortable.
Yeah, just having that place there, cleaning it up, like interacting with the customer, they, coming to see us, and that's kind of what we were more used to, I guess.
And we have like a pretty solid like hospitality background. I think we like having people over at our house and things like that. So it's sort of the same thing, right? It's like inviting people into your private kitchen and being like, hey, welcome.
That was a big part of it too that really got us excited, was like designing the place and like picking the furniture.
It's
like,
it's very like, oh, I'm at someone's place.
Cool, I hope so.
And you're very much in the kitchen. With it, like there's nowhere to hide. It's not like anything's coming out from the back. You see it all happening.
Yeah.
So when you opened, how much messaging did you have to do, an explanation to it? Because, this is, your mom made this food and people may not know about that wheat is a big export of Sonora or mesquite. What did you have to teach people about it to understand what they were eating, and that, it's delicious, but there's such a gorgeous story behind it?
Jen did a lot of that through like Instagram. I think like since it wasn't like from her hometown, or she kind of was a little bit more nervous that like people wouldn't accept it in a way, whereas I just wanted the food to like sort of speak for itself. But she was really good with on Instagram, like that, getting that message out that, you know, flour tortillas are also traditional to northern Mexico, that we cook over mesquite, which is the traditional way in Sonora to make carne asada. So I think you did a really great job with that.
I mean, I came off being a literature major, and I love service, and so Tio is, you know, the brains behind the operation, and he does all of the he came up with he has all the recipes and the idea and all that, but I'm more about the messaging and the love and the hospitality and all that. And so we work really great together because I think that we complete each other in like where I'm weak, he's a little more strong, and vice versa.
Yeah, and during around that time there was also like it was starting to get out there like in the media and stuff about like flour tortillas
being special.
Yeah. One of the reasons we also like decided to jump on it, even though like gluten was like,
don't eat it. It'll kill you. Gluten, no.
At the time, there was an article in the LA Times from a writer, Delina
Sasayama. Yeah,
she's now a good friend of ours. But she had written an article about like flour tortillas because she's from Tucson, and also like really close to the Sonoran border, and so that kind of like also sort of gave us the idea that maybe it would be accepted, you know, that there was like a need or like a want for it out there, and we just kind of wanted to continue that like conversation that was sort of starting.
When did you notice the change? Because it's one thing to open, it's one thing to have this idea, but when did you feel that it wasn't going to go away, at least not tomorrow or the next week or the month after that?
I mean, so we went into it expecting nothing and expecting, honestly, that we were just going to do our best, and if it didn't work out, that because we were both like hitting 30 right when we opened. And so I was like, that gives us like 10 years if this fails spectacularly to sort of get things back in order. Like, you know, I was like, I'll go back to waitressing. Like, I'll pick up another, you know, a second job, and we'll just pay off our debts and it'll be fine. So going into it expecting nothing, I was like blown away by how great it was going from the start. I was really nervous to start Instagram account. And so Tio kept bugging me, like pushing me to do the logo and do the Instagram account, and I was kind of dragging my feet out of fear. And one night when we went out drinking across the street at Spring Street Bar, I took all the stuff that I had when I was a little bit tipsy, saved on my phone, and I made an Instagram account, like, hi, welcome, we're Sonoratown, put up a few posts, and then fell asleep and woke up with a message in my Instagram inbox from Farley Elliott being like, I'm really interested in learning more about what you guys are doing. And I was like, wow, I don't even know what we're doing. I just made an Instagram account, you know, like, I don't
Let me come up with something.
Yeah. So I wrote him this really long email, sort of like over-promising, you know, like being like, we'll have this and that and these specialties of Sonora. Like, our idea was still really half-baked. And he was like, well, that sounds awesome, and I want to come visit when you guys open. And it's been a story like that. I have 20 other stories like that of just like, I can't believe how lucky we've been and how like well accepted by the community. And we've been really lucky. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to take a quick musical break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the store, the success, and the future of tacos in downtown LA. You have a song on the archives here on Snacky Tunes on heritageradionetwork.org.
Reprimanded again for feeling particularly dark. He bared his soul. It wasn't so dark. I'm not scared of the dark. I'm so bored of your dark. Get me out of this room. It can't be too soon. Deep thoughts he wants to share. I understand it, I just don't care. I'm not avoidant. It's always been there. I'm not scared of the dark. I'm so bored of your dark. Get me out of this room. It can't be too soon. I'm not scared of the dark. I'm so bored of your dark. Get me out of this room. It can't be too soon.
Hello and welcome back to Snacky Tunes. I am with Jen and Tio, co-owners of Sonoratown. So I want to jump ahead a little bit and talk about the time right before Taco Chronicles came out and then right after. Because I would say that that was such a... While you may have a ton of defining moments, that was a very big moment. I think not just for you, but also for shining a spotlight on what is happening in LA as far as tacos and things like that. So can you talk to me a little bit about what was going on at Sonoratown right before that series debuted?
Well, before that, I think we were still only open like 5 days a week, and I think maybe we had just started opening nights, but it was still kind of we weren't like completely open because we were sort of scared that we weren't going to have enough customers, and you know, like we always like incrementally like added more and more time as we realized that, you know, people were liking us. Before that, we were just kind of like, okay, we'll open like a few hours here, and then like
it was like a cool clubhouse. Like, come on, we'll be here. We'll make you some food.
Totally. Yeah. And just like a little neighborhood restaurant, and still killing it. Like still doing so much better than we expected. Just unbelievable. But definitely Taco Chronicles was transformative. Even just like the nature of the show. I remember when they told me that it was going to be released in Spanish, I was like, wow, okay, like that's going to be crazy. Like, I wonder how that's going to pan out. I wonder if people will take to it. And the answer was definitely yes. We got approached by a taco scout. They told us that they were going to do an episode on Sonora, Mexico, and that they wanted to show sort of the difference, or like how Sonora has, how that sort of culture has permeated LA, and that they thought that we would be a good place to do that. And we were like, that'd be awesome. I'd love to be involved in that in any way. But I don't know, we were naive, I guess, in the sense that since we were like, it's going to be only released in Spanish, maybe it won't have as big of an impact as you might think it would being on Netflix. But it was a day and night sort of thing. We were already pretty busy, but we doubled our business the next day after Taco Chronicles came out. We weren't ready for it. We were getting
there was like a line
slammed
around the block, and
I mean, how do you work with customers, right? Because obviously there's the customers who are coming before the series,
right?
Who have some pride and ownership.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Of like, this is my spot.
Our friends,
and friends and family.
Yeah, our neighbors.
Then afterwards, and I've heard that before with like the blessing and the curse of just you get all these customers, but sometimes the original day ones feel a little alienated. How do you work with that? How do you balance that?
That's tough. I mean, that's Jen.
It was hard, and we had to. I feel like a rock in this whole business, like a craggy little rock, and I'm being polished into a stone. Every sort of thing that gets thrown at us is just another way for me to learn to be a better restaurant operator, which is not something I ever thought I was going to do in life. And so I'm excited for the challenge. And this was definitely the biggest challenge that we faced next to opening the restaurant itself.
Well, we had to deal with things that we didn't even had thought of before. Like there was a line, and then we close at 10.
Right.
Like, what do you do with the people that are still in line at 10?
Right.
Do you
because you have a bunch of crabby employees that have been there for 8 hours already, and they're like, I want to go home. I don't want to work overtime.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to also disrespect the people that have traveled from so far and been waiting in line that want to eat your food. So what do you do? Who do you let down in that situation? I mean, the answer to me isn't obvious, and it wasn't obvious at the moment. I mean, you just have to change things.
We have really amazing employees too, though, that are from the neighborhood, and so a lot of our regulars from before still come in, and they're hopefully they still feel welcome because
I'm sure they do. Yes,
they
there has to be a sense of pride to be part of something that's special.
Yeah.
Well, they know that they're the reason that the thing is happening. So, like it or not, it's their fault for loving us so hard that we're doing so well. And we know that. And we take it seriously. And it's not, it's something really special to all of our employees. And we've kept a lot of the same employees for a while. So people are happy to come in. Like a little taco cheers. Yeah.
And I know that you also reached out to other restaurateurs to help Johnny Raizone.
For sure.
Who's probably got the most line management experience.
Right.
What did someone like him come in and help with? What has been the outpouring of people who have seen your success, but also understands that with that success comes struggles, and not just being negative and being like, oh, these guys are so popular, like boo-hoo. It's like, no. I want to come and help them because they're dealing with something that really doesn't have a roadmap.
Yeah, he came and he was so helpful, so nice. He kind of worked with our line sort of to make things run more smoothly. Just added people in the correct areas to sort of expedite the line. So he really helped with the kitchen a lot. In terms of the line, I think he just said, don't worry about it. You have a line, focus on getting the food out quick, and, and which is what they do. I mean, when you get there at Howlin' Ray's, you get to the front and you basically get your food,
Yeah.
He was saying people don't mind waiting in line. Yeah. What they mind is waiting after they've ordered. And so you have to sort of front load it. If the line gets long, that's not the biggest issue. What the issue is being able to expedite the food,
get their food
as quickly as possible once it's been ordered. Yeah. And that was really a beautiful point of human nature.
Yeah, it was good too. I mean, again, we didn't have experience with lines and stuff like that because we were servers, and at sit-down restaurants. And here, that realization, having the line, and was really, it was helpful to know that, that when people got to the front and they get their food right away, they also can sit down right away and they can eat their food. And so it kind of became a assembly line of order, get your food, sit, eat it, go, and then make room for the next person. So, and people were happy because they got their food right away, even though they waited 30 minutes in line.
Yeah, I mean, I think waiting after the fact is probably, because once you get to the front, all the waiting sort of disappears.
Yeah.
You're like, I've made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, what is one or two of the most unexpected things that have come with this newfound popularity, both bad and good? What are you realizing now that you didn't know before everyone in LA and outside started showing up?
Well, the good, obviously, is that we're a lot busier. We were able to open, well, we're open 7 days a week, and we open at nights, and so that in itself comes with its own problems, with the fact that we are still very much involved in it, and if anything goes wrong, like, we have to go. Like, just yesterday, the water heater for some reason like stopped working, and I like told them like over the phone like what to try, like the breakers and stuff like that, and they couldn't figure it out, so I had to just get up and go and fix it, you know, like
small business.
Business, so
I mean, I never knew how intimately acquainted I'd get with a grease trap.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
So even though like we're really successful, and you know, we're still we have to go and deal with problems also.
Yeah, we're like really intimately connected with the restaurant, which I love. But I think at 3.5 year mark is where we're starting to look and be like, hey, it'd be nice to take a vacation that would be like 7 days long and sort of put someone else in charge or have someone else be responsible. So that's like our main goal right now to work toward, is to try and find a way that we could go outside of Los Angeles for 7 days and have it be okay.
And turn your phone off and then come back and the store's still open.
Oh my God. I mean, that would be brilliant. We're working on that. That's what I'm sort of like focusing on at the moment, which is really great. To be able to focus on that, or to be able to have that be a goal, like says something about where we're at right now. I'm really excited.
Right, because mentally you feel like I can trust our baby with someone else, and then come back and be even more reinvigorated.
Yeah, and if we ever wanted to open another one, we have to get to that point, you know, where...
Do you want to open another one?
We do, yeah. We are thinking about it. It's tough, you know. I
mean, do offers come in? I mean, I'm sure if somebody looks at this who's sees the food and how special it is and goes like, we can, and the size, because it's not a big place, but you're doing so much volume, goes, we could do this almost anywhere because you don't need a huge place to open up a second, a third, a fourth location.
Yeah, but you know about our flour, right? Like,
Well, talk about that, because, I mean, this to me has always been the most amazing part about it. And also goes back to the beginning about the scheduling, which is that every other week you go to Sonora to get the flour.
So we had to be closed on Sunday, Monday to give me time to drive to Sonora. Yeah, it's insane.
Which to me it goes, why can't you, if I don't know anything, why can't you just get flour sent to you like any other place?
My dad still asks me that even though I've explained it to him.
This specific flour that we love, Bonfil, it's called, is only available in Sonora. They don't import it to the U.S., so we have to go get it. And
it's a small co-op, too, so they're not interested in really making more money than they already do. I've even tried reaching out to their reps, and they're just like, cool, yeah, you like our flour?
Yeah, they don't really
there's a couple bags waiting for you in Sonora whenever you want to show up.
Yeah.
But when you think about expansion, you think about that supply chain and what I mean, it's not sustainable for you for forever to go to get in the car.
Oh, yeah,
So what do you do to grow? Like, what does the future look like?
Yeah, that's a big issue that we have to solve. I mean, our goal is to get the company to start importing again. They used to import actually like 10 years back or something like that. But with all the regulations that they have to go through, then they kind of just stopped. But hopefully we can convince them to start it again. Maybe we can help them out. You know, if we open another one, that would be a lot of flour that they're selling to us. So maybe we can work something with them.
And I mean, sometimes we can get a little narrowly focused on doing the same thing we're doing every day, but like looking big picture, maybe there's a suitable like other option that we haven't tried yet of flour. I mean, it's not like we haven't gotten people coming to us saying that they want to like help us open another one, but somehow we've made it this far on our own, and so we're stymied a little by like our own tunnel vision. But we also have complete ownership of our company, and I don't want to. That's something I'm sort of loath to give up. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at.
And we're not in a huge hurry, so we're taking it slow, you know.
So like
you're just trying to get a week off.
Yeah. No, I mean that's my main goal right now. And like you heard it here first on Snacky Tunes, we're thinking about opening another one, but who knows when that'll happen because
we're saving.
It's us.
You know, trying to fix the roadblocks like the flour, and, you know. So eventually we'll get there. We're not in a huge hurry. Yeah.
And so, as you look towards the one location and downtown and everything that's growing, how do you feel about what you've been able to give back to the community and being a part of it? Because you really have established this centralized location and meetup spot that goes beyond just the food itself.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't... Originally, we wanted to open in Chinatown because that's the original Sonoratown.
Because our name, we take our name from a historical part of downtown LA that used to be called Sonoratown in 1850. Okay,
yeah, but we couldn't find any spots over there, and then we finally came to this one, and we didn't know that much about the neighborhood, but after being there, like we were really embraced by like all the workers in like the fashion district. And it did become sort of like a meetup spot for them, like for lunch and.
Well, we had been living in downtown for how many years before? 6.
Yeah. So this is your home. This is your community.
Yeah, and so it was kind of cool because we've seen downtown change a lot, even in that small swath of time that we've been here. And you see like chain stores opening, things like that, and you're like, well, that's not what I want in my neighborhood, right? Like I don't need a Gap. So what would I want?
Opening a Gap? There's a Gap. Is there really?
There's a Gap on Broadway, and we don't need it. Sorry, Gap. But I mean, so you start to think like, well, what would I want to see? And so hopefully people in the neighborhood are also having that same idea. And you see people opening up little spots, and they come and they go, and so it's really nice to be able to sort of say, this is what I want the neighborhood to look like, and then to try it, you know, and sometimes it'll be embraced, sometimes not. But we had seen, we were sort of following a footprint that Joseph Centeno, who we had worked for at Baco, did the same thing. He lived upstairs and he had Baco, and he'd come down and he was there every second of the day.
Transformed that whole corner.
Oh my gosh.
With his
it
restaurants.
Can't really be understated how much he has been done for downtown LA to make it a culinary destination spot.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, one last question. Do you ever get upset when the line isn't there?
No, actually. I mean, I see it from both sides, right? Because I own the place, but I also am like a customer service, I don't know, obsessive, a freak.
Yeah.
And so when there isn't a long line, that just means that we can chat with our customers a little more. And I love our customers.
And our customers don't feel so pressured to like get up and go.
Yes.
Like they can relax. So that's always really nice. I get really nervous when the line is really long, so I'm happy when it's not.
Yeah.
Even though.
It's nice to want to have that second drink and maybe go back and have like another chivy and be like, oh, like I don't feel like I got my order. I got to leave because I want to respect.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes like members of my family will come in and I don't even really have time to sort of chat with them because I'm too busy like working the line or, you know, so it's nice.
Not personal. You come in, it is not personal.
I hope not,
well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You know we're big fans. And if people want to visit you in real life or follow your taco adventures online, where can they go?
Sonoratown LA on Instagram or sonoratown.com online. Or just come visit us. Come have some tacos. You'll be able to smell the mesquite. You can find us.
208 East 8th Street.
Yeah, there we go.
Downtown LA.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We have another song from the archives and then a live band from Heritage Radio Network. This is Snacky Tunes. Thanks for listening.
episode is brought to you by Sake Man. What is Sake Man? Sake Men are judo athletes wearing lucha libre-inspired masks that act as sake heroes. This team of athletes moonlight as sake educational professionals spreading sake to the world. Learn more about their mission and their favorite sakes at saketotheworld.com. That's saketotheworld.com.
Fade out. Fade out. A little bit of summer heat from Justin Strauss.
He's so awesome.
He's so awesome. Nicest dude ever. What was that? Oh, that's a guitar. That's the amp. Well, welcome to Snacky Tunes. Do you two want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Anna Nordine.
Not a weird last name.
It's not weird at all. It's perfectly normal.
Just, yeah.
Who's saying it's weird?
She did. A little bit of salad.
Are you guys...
No, we're just
kidding. You guys going to pick on me all night?
No, we're not going to pick on you. I'm just saying that you're...
I'm going to leave.
No, please don't leave. And who is with you today?
This is the wonderful John Wiley playing guitar with me today. He's from Space Camp and See-Through and Reputant. Plays with Adam Green sometimes. He's got his own stuff, John Wiley. He's awesome.
And he's rocking a good hat today as well. It just says no problem in a nice font in gold.
Yeah, it's a skater, the band The Skaters hat.
And you brought two friends.
Skaters, sorry.
Because it's springtime and people just start showing up in New York in the springtime.
That's true.
Yeah.
We got James Paulus from See-Through and my friend Victoria Canty from...
Myrtle Beach.
And, well, she lives in San Francisco now.
Yeah, sorry. We can't... Well, we were just talking about growing up in Myrtle Beach. So, I mean, did you start playing songs in Myrtle Beach, or did you wait to New York to start playing?
I actually did. I mean, my friends were all musicians, generally, and I would sing on some of their tracks and stuff like that, but I never really knew that I could write songs myself until, like, a little bit later, till I left.
What let you realize that you could actually write songs?
Well, funny story. I just really wanted to, like, I started teaching myself to play the guitar by, like, learning songs and stuff like that. And I kept asking a friend of mine. I was like, write a song so we can, like, have a band. Like, you know, write us some songs. And he never got around to it. And then finally, I was like, fine, I'll write a song. And then I was like, oh shit, I can write songs. And I just kind of like took off after that. I just started writing like song after song after song.
Did said friend come back to you, and be like, you want to start that band?
Well,
name names. Call them out.
Marwan Luck. Marwan Luck, he
is that his real name?
Yeah. Marwan Luck. I don't know what he's doing. He's in South Carolina still, and
technically he's blowing it.
He's blowing it right now. Marwan, you fucked up. So sorry. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can. It's internet radio.
Okay.
Two things. One, what was the first song you mastered when you were teaching yourself songs?
Oh God. Damn. Maybe something like "You Ain't Going Nowhere" by Bob Dylan.
It's a good one.
You're So Bad, Tom Petty. I don't know.
Those are all totally acceptable.
I mastered like the beginning part of Here Comes Your Man by the Pixies.
That's also, those are three.
I was pretty proud of that.
Those are three really solid, like, teach yourself. And two, can we hear a song?
Yeah, of course.
What are you going to play first?
I'm going to play my song called Love.
Okay.
It's about.
What's it about?
Shopping. No, I don't know.
All right. Well, you're listening live on Snacky Tunes.
I think I'm gonna lose my mind. It's doing me no good. Gonna put it aside for a while and do what I should. Not gonna think about gonna scream and shout it. Gonna put down my books. Gonna give you a look. 'Cause all these years I precious time. I know you feel it too. Oh, I wanna wrap my arms around you. Let me think about it. Gonna scream and shout it. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. You know it's true. I love you. You know I do. I love you, darling. You know it's true. Gonna lose my mind. It's doing me no good.
Great. I don't think that song's about shopping. I think that you were lying. So when you started writing songs about for yourself, where did you pull inspiration from?
When I started writing songs myself, well, it kind of happened around a period where I was just I just kind of like retracted from the world because I went through a couple of hard times, and I think music was like kind of my escape from from everything that was going on, and I obviously write songs about, you know, love and a heartache and heart happiness.
Heart happiness?
Mhm.
Heart happiness. Where, if you were to write a song today, what would you focus on? Heart happiness, heartache, lost love?
I kind of like songs now that are kind of more conquering it, you know, and because that's kind of how I feel.
Conquering love?
I've mastered love.
Mastered love.
Got it down, guys.
For my first trick.
No, but like overcoming it and like coming out on the better side of it, you know, because like my first songs were all like really depressing, and then which are great too, but I don't know.
Can you still play them with the same amount of emotion from when you first wrote them? Does it still all come back as you play those heartbreaking, wrenching, bottom of the well? Didn't think you'd go any lower.
Well, I mean, shit got real for me when I was writing the really depressing ones. So yeah, some of them like tap in on that feeling, and it's like not really hard to.
You're one strum away from some heartbreak.
Yeah. So, but I also think it's like it's a good thing to kind of tap into that every once in a while. And like I actually listen to like very melancholy music, kind of sad music, sometimes before a show, just to get more emotional, you know, so I can get more in my songs and can, you know.
Let's hear another one.
Okay.
Let's hear one before you conquered love.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just a little.
Won't you be my lover for a moment today? A walk in the park or inside, we'll just stay. You'll tell me you love me, I'll say you're okay. So won't you be my lover for a moment today? Won't you be my lover for just one afternoon? A kiss on my heart, turn my face a maroon. You whisper sweet nothings, I'll howl at the moon. So won't you be my lover for just one afternoon? Won't you be my lover? 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 Won't you be my lover for the rest of my life? You be the boy and I'll be the wife. You'll hold me forever, I'll put down the knife. So won't you be my lover for the rest of my life? Won't you be my lover? 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 Won't you be my lover?
That was great.
Thanks.
I mean, did you get any takers on the request?
Greg. Is that how you master love?
Is that how I master
Yeah.
love? Just walking around asking people to be my lover?
Yeah.
Just for one
just a
moment.
night.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
So
no commitment. Just
that was just about a boy. Just a boy.
Just a boy. So what food goes into the songwriting process? Do you have a meal that stirs creativity? Do you like pasta? Do you like tacos? Do you like something lighter, heavier?
Well, I'm gluten free.
Cool.
But
So I'm so happy we brought you to the pizza place.
yes, so I'm really glad you brought me to this pizza place. I'm breaking out in rashes as we speak.
That's why we do radio.
Huh?
That's why we do radio.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I don't know. I really like the healthy food. I love like the kale salads and the sushi and shit like that.
It feels like it gets the mind and the body going.
Yeah.
Gets the heart going.
I love a good bowl of kale.
Yeah.
How do you like your kale done?
I'd make this kale salad where I marinate a little bit of like I massage like apple cider vinegar and balsamic vinegar and like a little agave and oil into the kale, and then I put a little red onion in it and a little lemon.
Okay.
And some like gorgonzola cheese if you want to.
How long do you massage your kale for? I mean, I feel like everyone has a different type of preferred massage
it
time.
depends on how much it's paying. So
Wow. Unfortunately,
$30 for 30 minutes.
Unfortunately, the kale's got an unhappy ending.
Yeah.
So you have a new EP coming out.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, which is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this celebrating
It's out.
love? Is this... What are we talking here? What stage of love is this EP in?
It's pretty massively full of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a song that's about going for a ride, but that's, it's all love based. That's kind of about like just saying. A lot of it is like a lot of my songs are kind of being like they're kind of like fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Cool. Fuck it, like me to like fall in love or
like
leave love.
like the song I first sang was about like I'm just gonna tell this person that I love them. Like I'm sick of being like
Have you done that?
passive. I have.
How'd it work out?
Not so well.
Oh. I think that you need to do that every once in a while in your life and just be like, you know what? I don't know if I know the answer. I know there's no like yes, no, maybe box like in middle school. You just be like, these are the cards. And if it works out, you win. If it doesn't work out, you'll crawl into a bottle of whiskey and come out in a year.
Yeah, like I kind of live with the philosophy of like doing things that scare you. So
yeah,
I mean that's kind of why I play music, because it frightens me.
We had a great guest on here, Pauly G, who does Pauly G Pizza, and he talked about the paper tissue wall of fear, which I always thought was like a really beautiful metaphor, where it's like, you know, you'll do it and you'll get to the other side of it, and it might hurt, but it's probably not as bad as whatever personal hell you create for yourself by not doing it.
Exactly. So yeah, and afterwards, you know, it's like maybe you made a fool of yourself, maybe you didn't, but like you lived your life. So
yeah, and you also know for the next time,
yeah,
what it feels like.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for. I want to make sure we have time for one more song. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you
all, and for bringing the crew.
Yeah. You guys are great.
Where can everyone find yourself? What's the nuts and bolts for the online?
Where can they get the EP?
It's Anna Nordeen, Nordeen, and the EP is called You Know Where I Am, and you can find it on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify.
By the way, I just want to say that's a great name for a love EP.
Yeah.
Like, just, hey, I'm here.
I'm here.
What is the last song you're going to play for us?
You Know Where I Am.
And it's, yeah. Metaphorically speaking, but where you are right now is Snacky Tunes Radio. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with another episode. Pure X will be in studio live, which is exciting.
And we have our big barbecue starting May 14th with Garrett and Andrew from Brooklyn Brewery. Brooklyn Brewery will be there. Eventbrite will be there. Food Republic.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. May 14th at Good Co. And BBQ Blowout May.eventbrite.com.
And look for Snacky Tunes Twitter tomorrow for all the event information where you can buy tickets and everything. Thank you guys for joining us. Take it away.
Your best friend wears the look of shame. He's made a fool out of your name, but he still clings to her hand, and she still sings in your band. Undeniable how she's never coming back. You know where I am. 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 Sleeping in your studio. You got nowhere else to go. Shipwrecked and stranded alone. Her image burns a hole. You could sit in the dark. You can count the cracks in your heart. You know where I am. 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 change this dream. You could come with me. I got a little light. It's gonna be alright. I'll tear those roots right down. I'll make you twist and share. You know where I am. 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 You know where I am.
We talk about food, we talk about music with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
This program is powered by Simplecast.
Thanks for listening to Heritage Radio Network, food radio supported by you. For our freshest content and to hear about exclusive events, subscribe to our newsletter. Enter your email at the bottom of our website, heritageradionetwork.org. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at heritage_radio. Heritage Radio Network is a nonprofit organization driving conversations to make the world a better, fairer, more delicious place. And we couldn't do it without support from listeners like you. Want to be a part of the food world's most innovative community? Rate the shows you like, tell your friends, and please join our community by becoming a member. Just click on the beating heart at the top right of our homepage. Thanks for listening.